Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Friday. Here we are at the end of the week, and we're going to end the week talking about impatience, like Mr. Cheyenne there. You know you're impatient, so don't look. Yes, I got a story about someone else who was impatient, sold. Why? Why? You don't know what's coming. We look at the 4-year cycles here. We think we know what's coming. No guarantees, of course, but everything's building for just a monumental end of 2024 and into 2025. And it's like, why are you selling now? And maybe this guy, he sold one thing because he's too impatient on that and he wants to get into something else. I don't know, but we'll take a look at that. It's just an example of something that's just, not that different than Doge, because Doge is just hanging out here. I mean, it's above 8 cents, which is good, better than where it's been in the 7s. But still not taking off yet. And we've talked about this again and again and again. What does Dogecoin need, right? We've said Bitcoin goes on a run, Dogecoin follows, not at the same percentage. And typically when Dogecoin dips, or when Bitcoin dips, Dogecoin dips usually a little bit more. That's how it's been trading for the past year and a half or more. We look at the BTC trading pair. We see that with the Doge BTC that it has been in the decline, continues to be, but it just doesn't keep going down though. And we know eventually there's going to be a big breakout, just not happening yet. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about what's going on in Doge. We'll talk about Solana a little bit more, but just because I just don't believe what's going on and why Solana's price just keeps going up. And then some of the other big movers and whether it is time to buy into them or are you too late? So we'll cover that as well. So let me get down here in the corner and say hey to everyone. Hey, Kind Goon. Archivist, bring some guests on the show. Ask Stephen Steele. Hey, for Stephen, I think he's having fun on X, just kind of doing news and stuff. I don't know if he wants to come back into the Dogecoin world or not. I don't know. But hey, as Dogecoin starts gaining momentum and gets a lot of attention, there'll be a lot more people interested. And sure, we'll have some guests. And Mr. Shine also says, although I'll be honest, I've been using X more since the Putin interview, as well as you're able to, you can watch the video while surfing, scrolling, doing other things. The one thing, I watched it last night and I sat there and I saw how long it was and I blocked out 2 hours to watch Tucker Carlson and Putin. And because I saw others on X just saying, I was into it for about 5 or 10 minutes and then I got bored and couldn't watch it. And it's like, that's kind of the society we have today, right? It's the TikTok, right? Instagram, like scroll, even YouTube shorts. It's like short attention span. I think it was important. Now, I don't talk politics here, but I'll just say, I think it was important enough to sit through the whole thing because there's two sides, right? To every story, there's two sides, and even more. And there's a lot of nuances and history and all of that. But it was the first time that I'd ever thought about the Russians' position on all of this. And some of it may be true and some of it may not be true. Doesn't matter. It was worth sitting through for that experience, I thought. But then, I'm a little older, so but it was worth it. But yeah, others that are just are not really watching it, and you may not care, and that's all right. But I equate that then back to cryptocurrency, right? Because we were all summer long talking about Dogecoin, right? And I can show you on the charts. We go to the daily chart and you can see where we were over the summer. And man, this whole area down here, actually we can scroll out a little longer. When we went down in June, and Doge dipped down here below 5.5 cents and went on this little run right up to where we are right now. Dogecoin was there in July and then traded right back down. And then it was like the depths of the summer. And it was just like this long trading period here. Talk about getting impatient. Man. But that's the time when money is made. And I did a video and we talked about wealth building. Remember that? We talked about wealth building, and that for Dogecoin, that was the opportunity right there to accumulate Doge wealth building. Don't be impatient, because it's going to take patience and it's going to take a while for it to play out. And I said that then. And what were we doing? We were buying Dogecoin. I was buying Dogecoin. We were buying Dogecoin for the Kriss DCA portfolio as well. And so we have all this Doge at 6 cents, even below where we were buying. Now, 6 cents to 8 cents is not the same as what Bitcoin has done, but we know Dogecoin needs its own catalyst, its own news event to really take off. And it's coming. When is it going to be? We don't know. We had some unfortunate news with the Doge 1 satellite not being ready for the Doge 1 mission. So we did have that. There are some disappointments, but patience. And not only for Dogecoin, but other cryptocurrencies as well. Because the signals are there for big future gains across the whole crypto world. Bitcoin is going to lead the way on a lot of this. The accumulation of Bitcoin by the big institutions and whales, MicroStrategy buying more, it's going to continue. It's just going to continue to grow, which is going to lead to the scarcity of Bitcoin. We're going to see after the Bitcoin halving, once everything sort of gets settled out, that you're going to realize there's half as much new Bitcoin entering on a daily basis. Scarcity of Bitcoin is going to drive, for the most part, it's going to drive the next big crypto bull run, which I'm predicting to be fall of 2024 and into 2025. Until then, we're going to see nice green days like today. We're also going to see some red days as well. Will Bitcoin get to 50,000 before the halving? It could. I mean, this is a nice run here that Bitcoin has gone on here, and I've drawn what I've seen now is this sort of reverse head and shoulders in green here. That really, this is kind of sort of how it played out, just a classic reverse head and shoulders, and that's how it played out. I didn't call it at the time. I called a couple of these little runs, but I kind of thought Bitcoin was going to go on a little dump for a while, and it didn't do that. Now, will Bitcoin retrace and come back down to 40K? It could. Again, we don't know right now, but based on this current pattern we've had with Bitcoin, reverse head and shoulders and a move up. So that's what we've got. Doge did not move up as much. Doge has moved up a little bit. And yeah, someone commented on my video this morning that my line wasn't correct on my descending wedge. And so I took another look at it and I said, okay, if I connect it at the very top here, 10.74 cents, and I hit the two tops here that we had 20th and 21st of January, then yes, we're not outside of the wedge yet, which for me just means, hey, this move is still in play. It's still in play. So we'll see how that works on the Dogecoin chart. And we'll talk about some news as well going into the weekend, and as well another one that just sort of supports what I just said about Bitcoin and ETH versus Doge, because that happens. So that's a summary of what I see there. PT Max liked my intro beat. Ryan says it's Kriss time. Friday, hit the like button. Thank you, Jason. Everyone, hit the like. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button too while you're there. Talking crypto every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I just stick in videos along the way as well, just to keep everyone up to date on what's going on. Mostly Dogecoin, but I do cover other crypto. So if you're interested in me talking about some other crypto that you love that might not be Dogecoin, put it in the chat. I'll be glad to talk about that as well. Guten Tag, Doge Lux. Hey, Leo. I've been investing 4 weeks now, bought Bitcoin at 39K. Is that even worth it with such little profits on big jumps in a coin that is so expensive? It doesn't matter whether it's Bitcoin or something else. You have, some small little portion of Bitcoin, or for that same, roughly $500, you could have a lot of Dogecoin. It doesn't matter. And we don't know what is going to outperform going forward from here. So most crypto investors will tell you, not a bad idea to have some Bitcoin in your portfolio. I have some Bitcoin in my portfolio. It's not as much as Dogecoin and not as much as some others that I have, but I do have a position in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin could still continue to outperform altcoins for some point forward. I mean, Ben Cowan says that all the time into the cryptoverse. He is a big believer in this Bitcoin dominance, thinks it's going to continue to go up. And Bitcoin's going to lead the way because of its scarcity. Other altcoins are going to do their own thing based on the utility of those altcoins, what their use case is. But Dogecoin, with Elon Musk, X Payments, Tesla, SpaceX, all of these things, Dogecoin does have that capability of going on a huge run again, like we saw back in 2021. So we talk about here is taking this opportunity to accumulate Doge. And we were doing that last week underneath 8 cents, right? And now it's over 8 cents. Will it stay over 8 cents? Could be. The chance of getting sub 8 cent Dogecoin could be behind us. That could be it. So we'll continue to ask that question about accumulating and waiting for the big run. Is this big run going to happen here, like in the next few weeks like I've showed here? No, it's not. This is an example of the possibility of Doge trading down, liquidating long positions, and then moving up. Probably not like this, but I was using it as an example. Some people get a little carried away with my charts, but that's all that was of what I was looking at. Happy Friday, Toss. And then, yes, when Doge starts running again, then people will come back. But they will not have accumulated Doge at 6 cents or 7 cents. They'll be buying in when it's 12 cents or 16 cents or 20 cents or higher, just like we saw in 2021. It will happen, guaranteed. It will happen. Hey, Hassan, how are you? Mars again, hit the like. Jason thought that Putin interview was good as well. Did you see Rob of Digital Asset News read your tweet on his live stream the other day? For your Boston recommendation. Yeah, I didn't. Well, I didn't know that he talked about it, but thanks. Yeah, that's interesting that he did read it. Yeah, he says he's going to be coming around the States, and I saw his tweet on that, and I was just like, hey, if you're up in Boston, sure, just message me. Be glad to have dinner with him. So we'll see. He also has some Dogecoin, and he follows Dogecoin as well. So that's cool that he read it. Yeah, I like Rob, good guy. I steal his 4-year cycle chart all the time. Just like he steals stuff from Ben Cowan, I steal from Rob. This chart, 4-year cycle chart. Refer to it all the time. And I have it sitting right here, just waiting for the next time we want to talk about it. Because there's always something going on. Hey, Matt, I wonder what security measures Elon is going to put on X when cryptocurrencies are implemented. If we don't use bank, that means we lose the security of banks. That's a good one. There's certainly not going to be any like FDIC insurance, and there isn't on crypto. You're going to be responsible for your crypto. How the X team would manage that with wallets on the X platform could be a challenge. It could be a challenge. So it'll be interesting. And then his university, yeah. Texas Institute of Science and Technology. Sorry. Texas Institute of Technology and Science. I have to say it right. TITS. Yes. Did you guys see my response tweet on that? Did you see that? It's down a little ways. Yeah, there it is right there. This is the Kriss version of what TITS could look like. And of course, I did the Doge memes. So this is me. I made this. I don't always steal other people's memes. I make my own stuff. Had to clip out like around the Doge moon, right around that. Took a little while in Photoshop, but hey, it worked. And as Elon said, if he really does a university, he said tuition would be payable in Dogecoin and you'd get a discount if you have a dog. I mean, Elon says these things. Eventually they come true. I mean, he's serious about this, about education, particularly with what's going on with like Harvard and Penn and Yale and these institutions that are just so woke that, yeah. But again, I'm not getting into politics. We're just talking crypto here. GVC, how are you? Need a shot, everything moving, Doge still playing dead. Well, you know what? Doge still playing dead. And you go to CoinMarketCap. Here, let me refresh this. Get the latest. Here we go. Guess what position Dogecoin is in? It is still the 10th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. That's not dead. That is not dead. Dogecoin is still the 10th largest cryptocurrency by market cap. So take that for what it is, but that doesn't look like a dead crypto to me. There are others like EOS and others that have fallen way down, but not Doge. So H-bar. So yeah, I've got H-bar. I own some. It's right now at 7.9 cents. It was up higher than Dogecoin for a little while, but then had this big dip that happened here in January, really kind of took the sales out. But now we've had, 5 green days in a row for H-bar. So it looks like it's making a comeback. And just for fun, we will compare the H-bar price with the Doge price. H-bar is now 7.9 cents, Doge at 8.1 cents. I just play these little games just to see what the difference is and how they're trading. I can't remember exactly what I saw that the Hedera hash graph, it was being used for something in particular, and I don't remember what it was, but I saw it in the news. I own some of this just as my diverse portfolio, picked up some of this just in case it takes off on its own, which it could. But I don't recall exactly what that news was. But yeah, again, a good project. Will probably do very well in the next bull market as well. Yes, I saw this, Mars, on taxes. And this was like TurboTax, wasn't it? It's one of those. Do you own Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Dogecoin? And they mentioned Dogecoin specifically, which, yes, that is cool. It's like, yes, Dogecoin. Why would they put Dogecoin on there? A lot of people own Dogecoin, I guess. But yeah, that seems bullish to me as well. Hi, Denise. Yep, this is my Snoopy dog. I've had this since I was a kid in the 1970s. That's how old this guy is. The original plush Snoopy right here. Hangs out because I love dogs and memes as well. And of course, I've always been a big Snoopy fan. Leo says, I like Dogecoin, main investment. We're just wondering if there's room for the little guy in the big Bitcoin market. Yes. Have some Bitcoin. Absolutely. And you can DCA small little bits of Bitcoin. That's fine. If you want to get into mining, I have this little thing right here below me. which is right there. This is the CryptoTab browser. You can accumulate small little bits of Bitcoin yourself by using this browser, this CryptoTab browser. I use it. I don't use it on these live streams, but I use it on other stuff, and I accumulate small bits of Bitcoin. I've got a link in the description below if you want to check that out, this CryptoTab browser. It really, and it's an affiliate link, right? And it works that way. So if you like it, you can then recommend it to other people, and then you'll get little dust, right? Little Bitcoin dust from what they're accumulating. Kind of works a little bit like a pyramid scheme. It's like the higher you up, right? You're going to get a little more Bitcoin. But again, we don't know what Bitcoin's going to be worth in the future. It could be $1 million of Bitcoin in a couple of years. We have no idea. So having a little Bitcoin now, that's going to look pretty good. If Bitcoin starts getting so scarce that its price just skyrockets, that could happen. Robert sitting at 274,000 Doge. Very nice. Bitcoin only has 1 trillion of value in total holdings. If Doge goes global, even its unlimited supply is bottlenecked by the number each year. There is ungodly amounts of global wealth to be put into crypto. And that is so true, Derek. And that's why one of the things we're going to talk about today is why is anybody selling crypto? Why are you getting impatient and selling crypto now? Now is not the time to be selling crypto. Now is the time to be accumulating crypto, because in my opinion, not financial advice, but in my humble opinion, IMHO, we're going to see a huge bull market this fall into next winter. It's just going to be epic. That's what I am looking at. I think it's going to be up and down between now through the summer, but we could pre-halving see a big run on Bitcoin up until the middle of April. I think post-halving, it's going to settle down, maybe do some dips. That's what I'm looking at. Hey, Wareham, when the Dogecoin rocket lands on the moon, will the price of Dogecoin be able to exceed $1? But of course, we don't know when the next Dogecoin to the moon thing is going to happen. The Doge 1 mission itself was not putting a Dogecoin on the moon. That was a satellite that was going to be going around the moon and then broadcasting back to Earth. All paid for in Dogecoin. We'll have Dogecoin branding, and then we'll also have advertising space on the satellite. Was one of the ways they were going to help pay for this thing. But they got to get it finished first so we can get on a rocket and get up there. But that will be fun. How high, in your opinion, will Doge go up to? Well, we've been talking a lot about that in past videos and live streams. And I've shown charts that show Dogecoin to $1, Dogecoin to $2, Dogecoin to $5, and Dogecoin to $8. Each of those are realistic based on the current and future pricing of cryptocurrencies. For instance, what we have right now is Dogecoin in 10th place right here. There are 143 billion Dogecoin. If Dogecoin goes to $1, that $143 billion would be the market cap. Right now it's 11 billion. But it would go to 143 billion at $1. Right now, that puts it in third. It's more than Tether, but not as much as Ethereum. If Dogecoin goes to $2, that means we go from 143 to 286, $286 billion market cap at $2. Guess what? still under Ethereum. And that's assuming Dogecoin goes on a big run and Ethereum just stays flat. That probably won't happen. If Dogecoin's going on a run, Ethereum and Bitcoin are also going on. So next, okay, with that, next we looked at $5. $5 Dogecoin. Where would that put it? Well, $5 Dogecoin, we did the math on 143. I thought we came to, what was it, 750? I think it was 750, right? That would be 143 times 5. 715. 715, which would be above Ethereum, but not as much as Bitcoin. And that's, again, as Bitcoin as it is now. $5 Dogecoin makes sense if Dogecoin is really being used as a currency on X payments. It could be $5 Dogecoin. Think of 500 million users, 500 million new users using Dogecoin. Now, not everybody on X will use Dogecoin and use crypto, but it's going to be there for tipping, payments, who knows what else. That's what I think. May not happen on day one, but eventually Elon's going to do it. He's been hinting at it for long enough. This is his chance to make it real. Dogecoin on X. $5. $8, that's a bit much. Could be, but who knows? That's what we're looking at. And now here's Dogecoin just at 8 cents, 8.1 cents. That's the potential that Dogecoin has. Fake pump, yeah, maybe a little bit. Again, this is not a big breakout here. This isn't a big breakout that's happening. It's a nice upward movement, but on the daily chart, it doesn't look like much. We zoom in on like the 15-minute chart, and we say, yeah, this was nice trading that we had here last night into this morning. And now Doge is kind of going sideways. But there's other ones that keep going up. I mean, Bitcoin kept going up, right? Right until like noon, 1 o'clock. Bitcoin eclipsed 48K and now is settling back down a bit. And then we had others like Bonk, right? Look at the Bonk chart. And it's like, whoa. Big run today for Bonk. Came up over our 12 line here. Actually came up, touched it, retraced back, and then eclipsed it. So a lot of big runs. Bonk's up 18%. So there's other cryptos that are moving. It's not Doge right now. The other big one that I saw moving was Sui, right? Sui went on a nice run today. Look at that. Big run. I do not own any Sui. I was looking at it. Probably could have bought it the other day down here, $1.50, and didn't. But that happens. I'm still waiting to see if there's going to be one of these dips this weekend. We're going to see this kind of dip on Doge. You never know. It's always good to have a little cash on the side, and I do. If Elon has to put a physical coin up there himself, he'll do it. Starship coming along nicely. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and Elon posted that he's going to discontinue his phone number and only use X. And immediately there was some news story about you're going to have to pay $8 to make a phone call to Elon Musk. It's just like, oh, please. Because you have to have a blue check mark, right? I guess that's how it is today, but eventually Elon will probably open that up to everybody. Just one of those things. How low are lower lows? Right now, we're looking at 7.7 cents on the chart for Doge, which is down. That's way down here. more immediate support line would be at like 795. It would be right in this area. Let me just mark it here. That's like right in this area right there. So yeah, we could see that. We could see if there's a dip, it might dip just below 8 cents and then trade right back up. We've seen this kind of trading happen before. It happened back in August, September at 6 cents. We saw that same kind of trading. We saw it earlier in the spring at 7 cents. It'll just drop to 6.95 or something, and then it'll trade up. That kind of trading we could see. So that's a pretty good short-term support line right there at like 7.95. So we'll watch that. In December, Doge went up to 10 cents, Bitcoin 45K. Yeah, and if Doge traded up with Bitcoin the same amount, Doge would be higher. Yes, didn't happen. Again, that's a lot of the hype that's happening around Bitcoin now because of these ETFs. We've got the BlackRocks and the Fidelities with their ETF customers buying a lot of Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is going on a run without Dogecoin. And we see that on the Doge BTC trading pair that we've been looking at, now down to 17.2. We look at this on a daily and we see, yeah, this is not a great chart. Yeah, December actually, Doge had actually traded up on the trading pair up to like 24, almost 25, and now it's back down to 17. So yeah, not a great chart, the Doge BTC trading pair. But that's like all the attention right now is on Bitcoin. And that's how crypto goes. Eventually, those new ETF customers will kind of settle down. There'll be a lot of talk about the Bitcoin halving coming up. Not so much on Doge yet. The Doge will have its day, and that's what we're waiting for. We've got Dogecoin Foundation unveils major plans. This is an interesting article. I tweeted this. If you're interested, come to X, go to @KrissPax, and here it is about development on Dogecoin between LibDoge, Radio Doge, what's happening, what other things are happening with community and development initiatives in 2024 for Dogecoin. Dogecoin is not dead. The devs continue to work on Dogecoin, and Dogecoin continues to move forward with its development. So check that out. And yeah, that's what's going on with that. We have Bitcoin and Ethereum soar, leaving Dogecoin in the dust. Well, Dogecoin went up too. Just didn't go up as much. So we can look at cryptos going into the weekend. Bitcoin, Ethereum surging higher, battling with upper resistance levels. And we saw that with Bitcoin. Bitcoin eclipsed 48K. Just like it did back here in January. But 48K is turning out to be pretty strong resistance on the Bitcoin price. Could we see Bitcoin eclipse 48K with some good, huge bit of news? Yes, we could see Bitcoin go up to 48K, and probably 50K would be the next resistance level. I think somebody was asking, right? Gene was asking of all-time high before April. I don't think Bitcoin's going to be 69K before the halving. That would just be huge FOMO into Bitcoin. Could it happen? Sure, right? I mean, crypto trades crazy, right? Goes on these huge runs. You never know. But I would expect this because of what we saw in January. I would expect it to repeat here in February and settle down a little bit into the 45, 46K range maybe, and maybe trade in there for a little while. Maybe not down here at 40 like I was predicting. But it could. I keep my lines on the chart until they're totally no good anymore. But yeah, that's what we see. So we've talked about on the Dogecoin network this surge in activity that's been happening. And a lot of people thinking the surge in activity would lead directly to Dogecoin's price going up. But instead, it's had kind of the negative of that because it's slowing down the network. I mean, Dogecoin has low fees. So if you want to mint an NFT on Dogecoin, it's a lot cheaper doing it there than Ethereum. Now, Ethereum has its Denkun upgrade coming up in March, and the ETH fees are going to be coming down. So this will probably be less of a problem on Dogecoin. But for now, if you wanted to start a new NFT project now, you could do it on the Dogecoin blockchain, and you'd have super low fees. Well, the more activity there is in that, right, the more Dogecoin fees are being used. But because it's so cheap, it's not having a huge impact on the price of Dogecoin, like you would see for an Ethereum, for instance. I mean, just think you're paying like a fraction of a Dogecoin for your gas fee for an NFT on Dogecoin. Like not even a penny, but yet you're paying $15 in Ethereum in a gas fee, right? For something like that. You can't even equate the two. But that means that people who are minting and trading NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain have to have a lot of Ethereum. They've got to buy Ethereum. They've got to have it in their wallet to use as gas. The Dogecoin, you don't need much. That's why I was showing like all this huge numbers of new wallets of Dogecoin, but they only have between 0 and 1 Doge in them. Hundreds of thousands of wallets have less than 1 Dogecoin in them because that's all you need for these NFT projects. So that doesn't really help with the price of Doge that much. The Dogecoin devs, we'll talk about this, and the community will get involved. Again, Dogecoin is a totally decentralized project. There's no company that runs Dogecoin. And if the whole community decides that we want to ban like DRC20 protocol from the blockchain, the devs can do that and just not have any of the inscriptions on the Dogecoin blockchain. If Dogecoin is indeed going to be used as currency on X, it can't be mucked up with this other stuff. It's got to have fast transactions per second, maintain low fees in order to be effective on a platform like X. So that's the discussion that's going on. We'll see where that goes, but that's all kind of interesting. Am I thinking April Doge bull run? No, more like the summer. I think we're going to see Dogecoin generally following Bitcoin, but not going on some huge run of its own. I don't see that happening. To be honest, I would love for it to happen, but it's just not in the cards, and there's not any big Doge news event that's coming on the short term. But with Elon Musk, you never know, right? He could start talking about it again and start revealing what some of his real plans are that include Dogecoin. We'll see. That's why you accumulate now and you don't wait for the FOMO to kick in once it's already spiking. Again, just telling you what I'm doing and what a lot of you guys are doing. accumulating Doge now for what's going to come. Dogecoin's not going to be at 8 cents this fall. It's just not. Not financial advice, but it's not. As Derek says, a new era is upon us. It is still early. So we have believers in the crowd on that. To download from your link we'll be using. I have no one for advice on investing. Everyone think I'm crazy, even my wife, but I believe Doge to the moon. I make parts for SpaceX at my job. Nice. Nice job, Leo. I like that. It's a good job to be in for the future of humanity. Elon making a starship, right? Go to Mars. So, yeah. I do not own any BTT, nor will I ever. It is a Justin Sun project, and I just don't invest in Justin Sun led projects. So BTT had this huge run in 2021. People were talking about it, and I was like, you got to get into BTT. And it crashed horribly, worse than Dogecoin. And there were a lot of heavy BTT owners that bought in near the top and just got crushed. So that's just a warning. That's a warning. BTT goes on these runs for who knows what, and it just reverses. And, you know, Jasmy does the same thing. And I did buy into Jasmy. And what we see happening with Jasmy is Jasmy goes on these runs and then it just can't maintain and then trades back down. Jasmy is one of these tokens very similar to BTT, and it does that. It's just more fun to be in Jasmy. Unless you're this guy. After 2 years of patience, the whale gave up, sold all of his altcoin holdings on Coinbase. The whale, which has been holding onto altcoins accumulated over the last 2 years, made a big sale. And what did he buy? He bought 619 million Jasmy tokens, equivalent to over $3 million. How about that? I do not have that much Jasmy. I do not. $619 million. When he bought it, it was at 0.00059, so just over half a penny. Jasmy is now at 0.0579. It is less than the price he bought them at. He's been holding on to these for 2 years. The price is now back up near where he bought it. Well, about a year and a half ago, between July and October 2022, it says here. After patiently holding these tokens for, well, a year and a half, right? Well, it gained up to 11.9%, but he didn't sell then. Now it's back down, so he sold. He sold it all. Couldn't wait. Maybe he's going to buy something else and get on the train of some other altcoin, or maybe he's going to buy, who knows? He's got $3 million, right? Unfortunately, buying in 2022, I mean, if you look at the, I wasn't buying anything in 2022. I was not buying anything because I knew the 4-year cycles, and it's just like 2022 was not the year to be buying because we saw what happened in 2018. Dip year. 2021 all-time high means 2022 is a bear market year. And we saw it across crypto. If you're buying in 2022, it's like 2026 coming forward. I'm not buying any crypto in 2026. Not doing it. until these 4-year cycles, until it changes, I'm still a believer in the 4-year cycles. And I'm still a believer. So it's like, who's selling, right? Well, this guy, right? He sold a bunch of Jasmy. Maybe he's going to put it into some other crypto, most likely, but he thinks it's going to do better than Jasmy. He's tired of waiting. He's going to buy Pepe. Hey, if he was on the Jasmy bandwagon, maybe he's going to buy Bonk. You can't buy Pepe on Coinbase, so it's most likely not Pepe. But you can buy Bonk on Coinbase. I bought Bonk on Coinbase. Maybe he's in the Bonk game now. Maybe that's why Bonk went up so much today, because he was buying, right? No, not Dino. I follow that guy, whoever he is on X Twitter, the whale guy, right? It's Dino. I'm just like, whatever guy. I don't know if he was like given a bunch of Dino tokens or just part of the dev team. I don't know. He just talks about Dino all the time. And now it's Byte. He got in early on Byte, and maybe he was given a bunch of Byte tokens too to promote it. There's a lot of guys who do that stuff. I don't do that. I get offers all the time. We'll send you a bunch of tokens if you tweet about and talk about our token. No, I'm not doing that. I'm staying totally out of that game. Could I make money doing that? Sure. I could make a lot of money doing that crap. I just don't do it. I don't do it. So that's why you guys hang out with Kriss packs, right? Because you know I'm not influenced by all that stuff. The only affiliate marketing I do are these guys right here. Ledger, Robinhood, Coinbase, CryptoTab. I used to do Webull. I don't anymore. I used to do Binance US. I don't anymore because I don't use them anymore, at least not for crypto. I still have some stocks on Webull, but no more crypto. This is what I use. And so these are the ones I support. That's it. So I use them. But like I get all these, will you make a video about my project? It's so great. Or this thing or that thing. It's like, nope. I don't use them. I'm not going to make a video of them. I'm not going to promote them. That's just me. So I'm a programmer machinist. Crazy stressful job. Pays the bills. Won't get you out of the middle class. And that is true. And that's the hardest thing. That's the hardest thing, Leo. And something I was able to do. Now I'm older, right? But I was middle class. Just middle class. And two things I did. One is started early on 401k with a company that matches. So I don't know if your company does that, but I started just with little bits of that. And what has happened over the years, in 30 years of doing that, then I've got a nice retirement nest egg just sitting there with this 401k. It's pretty big. So I don't have to worry about that. Now, the extra little bits I make, and a lot of it actually came from doing some side work. I got into, before doing crypto, I was in domain names, and websites. I used to do website design, and I used to make thousands of dollars a month on the side, buying domain names, setting up websites, and selling them. It was like $1,000 a month. It was a lot of work, but I was doing that to get little bits on the side above what my normal salary is, and eventually had enough money to buy a house. And I bought at a good time in the real estate market. Some say I got like, I don't know, it's not always timing, but it was a good time. And then I owned that house for quite a few years, and its value went up so much. And I saw then what was happening in 2008, that I sold that house. There was a big real estate crash, And then I sold, and then I bought another house at a real low price. So, and that house then appreciated in value. So that's a little bit of my story. Meanwhile, I continue to do the domain names and websites. I still have a few domain names left, but I don't do the websites anymore. I got into some other graphic stuff. As an architect, I was doing some of that on the side, was doing clip art and some other teaching product stuff. And that stuff is still out there and still brings in a little money every month. And then I started doing some stock swing trading, and eventually it led to crypto. And now I've got this YouTube channel. So that's all that little extra money, Leo, that I do on the side. And I know it's extra work. I mean, if you work, 8 to 10 hours a day, you get home at night, the last thing you want to be doing is working on something else, right? You want to be with your wife, you want to watch a movie, do stuff like that, relax. I was with someone who was as energetic as I was and didn't want to sit there watching like The Real Housewives of New Jersey or whatever the stupid shows were, right? We were working on stuff and we were having fun doing side projects. And that allowed us to accumulate some extra money. That's how you get out of a financial rut. Now with cryptocurrency, you have the ability, because we're still early, of accumulating little bits of crypto like you are, that's going to gain in value. And even if it's $500, it doesn't matter, because it's going to double or triple or quadruple in value. Where if you invest in stocks, for the most part, you're going to be getting 10 to 12% a year, maybe, unless you like hit it big on like an Nvidia or Tesla when they're really down. But that's how it works. So, yeah. Lower to middle class, it's tough to get out of. If you're just working a regular like 8 to 6 job, something like that, and you don't own your own business, and even that, if you own your own business, even then it's more hours, right? You're just putting everything into a business with the hopes that it's going to take off, but you don't know that. So yeah, I used to talk about this stuff more. If you guys have any other questions, be glad to talk about it. But it's wealth building. It's the beginning of wealth building. I was talking about that over the summer quite a bit, particularly when Doge was down below 6 cents. We were talking about wealth building and the opportunities there. And there is still in crypto. We don't know where this stuff is going to go. We don't know what the price of all this stuff is going to be. And there's no guarantees, but right now, the writing is on the wall that Bitcoin is going to be over 100K. It's 47K now. Bitcoin could go to 200K, 300K, 500, or $1 million. By 2030, it could be $1 million for a Bitcoin. So that's why I still think we're early. Some people say, oh, I missed out. Well, you missed out on not getting into Bitcoin 10 years ago, right? But you're here now. And Dogecoin is still only 8 cents. It could be 50 cents easily. That's a 6x. You're not going to get a 6x in the stock market. That also means that with Dogecoin, if you're using it as currency, you're going to have 6 times the buying power. I talk about this too, right? You buy Dogecoin at 8 cents, it goes to 50 cents. You've got 6 times the buying power. So that movie ticket, you and your wife, your girlfriend, going to go see the movies, AMC, right? Right? For 2 tickets, going to cost you $20. No, not if you bought Dogecoin at 8 cents, and then the current price is 50 cents. Then it really only costs you like $4 in real money, because you invested that months ago when Doge was only 8 cents. That's the power of Doge as a currency. I will always have Dogecoin and use that power of currency. that Doge gives you, because you're not going to get it with the dollar bill, because this thing inflates away every year. A dollar just doesn't get you today what it did last year. It just doesn't. So you can hold on a bunch of cash, but you're losing every year. If you've just got cash sitting in a bank, you're losing every year. Just don't invest it into cryptocurrency in a bear market. Read the charts, look at the 4-year cycles. If you're sitting on a wad of cash now, it should be invested. Again, no guarantees, but it should be invested. In 2026, I am not going to have anything in cryptocurrency except for Doge and Bitcoin. That's all I'll hold. And even then, it's not going to be all of it. I'm going to be taking some profits. That's just what I'm doing. All right. Why is Doge struggling to go up? It just is. Doge needs its own catalyst. It needs its own big news event for it to go and spike up. That's how Doge trades. Otherwise, it trades right along with Bitcoin, not quite at the same percentage, but close enough. That's how Doge trades. But one of these days, there's going to be some big catalyst, and Doge is going to rocket. Those are the things that we wait for in Dogecoin. Here, I was just chatting away. A lot going on here. Doge is the American dream. Hey, Sergio. Good thing we DCA all the downtrend. Now we wait till Christmas or New Year's to see the all-time high, take profits. And then we will be talking about taking profits when we're in the bull market. Too soon now to be talking about taking profits. Way too soon. That's the one thing Rob talks about that I'm like, Rob, too early to be taking profits. Do you see the 4-year cycles? Do you see what's coming this fall? No. Too soon to be taking profits. And I ride Rob on this every once in a while when he says things like that. This is Rob from Digital Asset News who says this stuff. I'm just like, no, this is accumulation time. We got a huge bull market coming. Am I a boomer? Yes, I am. I'm a boomer, but I'm also into crypto. I'm not one of those Charlie Mungers, right? I have it on my chat, right?
Bitcoin is worthless artificial gold.
Worthless artificial gold is what he said. Just like, nope. Plus doing all this stuff, keeps me young too. I like that. I like that. Is it safer to use the ledger? Do you feel it's safety wise on Robinhood or Coinbase? I have it on all three. Just for safety, I don't have it all in one place. So I've got this Nano S Plus hardware device that I bought, not just to try it out, but to actually use. And I got a bunch of Doge and other cryptocurrencies sitting on here. Only the ones that I'm not staking. I also use the Exodus wallet, of which there's no affiliate to or anything like that on Exodus wallet, because you can stake through there. So I have VeChain, Algorand. I had Solana staked there until I sold the Solana. And there's another one, I can't remember. Anyway, and so I use Exodus for that, but I don't use the Exodus app. I only have it on another computer sitting there. So it's not connected to anything else. So I'm being safe. I'm being as safe as I can. I have a link in the description below for the Ledger hardware wallet if you want to check that out. Again, the Nano S Plus is the least expensive one, and it's the one that I most recommend because you don't need the X because it's got Bluetooth. You don't need Bluetooth on a hardware wallet. That's just Another way somebody could get in and crack it. The scammers are getting really good. The hackers getting in, you don't want that. And I don't use Ledger Live to trade or anything like that. I only use it when I plug it in, transfer on, transfer off, unplug, done. Keep it safe. That is the hardware device. So I got a lot of crypto there, but then I've got some on Robinhood, got some on Coinbase, you know, kind of spread around. But that's a good thing to have it not all in one place, just in case something happens. Ryan, we'll call it Kriss Pax's companion. How about that? No, she's cool. She's cool. She lets me do this crypto stuff. And I just, you know, she's got her thing. I do my thing. But we do a lot of stuff together. Next week, we're on vacation. Or next month, we're on vacation. We're going on vacation next month. I'll be gone for about a week and a half. We're taking off for a little vacation. So you'll be hearing about that when the time comes. So Derek asks, 2 cold wallets. The only one that I use is Ledger. I've never used a Tangem or any of the other ones. I've only used Ledger. So I'm not an affiliate for Tangem. I'm not. I just use the Ledger. It works for me. I don't need another one. That works fine. I'm good. Good talk. Yeah, we get into it every now and then on the financial thing. And when we were talking about wealth building, we were talking about all of this as well. Having a diversified portfolio. You got to plan for your retirement. So just putting little bits in 401k, particularly if you've got an employer that does some matching, that's free money. It's free money that's going to grow over time. So that's good to do. If you don't have that, then do Roth IRA in the United States. Pay the tax now so you don't have to pay it in the future, because it's going to cost you more money when you're old for that money, because you'll be paying taxes on it. But if you can get a 401k that has a matching, then yeah, I'll pay the taxes on that when I'm retired. I'll do that because that's free money. And not only free money, but it's free money that's growing over the years without having you to pay taxes on the growth. You don't pay taxes on the gains for like the stocks. And now I mean, 401ks can probably buy into these Bitcoin ETFs now. How about that? That's pretty cool. So you could have exposure to Bitcoin now in your retirement plan. I guess I'll have to look into that. See if I can shift over to Bitcoin. I just thought of that right now. I don't know if I have that in my 401k, if I have that ability to do ETFs. I'll look into that though. Crypto will get us out of the middle class. Yep, Jason, that's what we're talking about, is that possibility is there. Now, maybe it's just the upper middle class and that's good enough. I'll take that. There are some who got in really early in Bitcoin or whatever, right? And have made millions of dollars or more, right? Tens of millions. I guess they're happy. I do it. Yeah. An extra $1 million here, an extra $1 million there, right? Nice life. Hey, Executor, how you doing? We're talking future here. Good stuff. Yeah. And she is A-okay. Tell her thanks for your time. Yeah. And yeah, she's going to pull me away from you guys in March for about 10 days. Somebody was asking about the dollar party. Yes. And she would probably be there. If Dogecoin goes to $1 and I have a party, you will get to meet her. She's awesome. But like I said, she does her thing, I do my thing. But together, we are a good couple. I find it hard to invest in 401k because I feel crypto has more upside. It does. However, again, if your employer does matching, like 2% or whatever it is, you put the 2% in and you get the free money with zero risk. Zero. I mean, look, now the S&P 500 is at all-time highs, right? Just hit 5,000. So all of those years I was putting into Vanguard 500, right, has just grown and grown and grown and grown over the years. And that's just going to keep going. Now, there will be some drops in the stock market. They happen, but I see them happening less and less. I don't see any huge crashes in the stock market coming. The way the whole monetary thing is being managed, I just don't see that happening. Again, you never know, but it looks like it's all going to, like, the big banks are going to run everything, and the big banks get bailed out by the government. Yeah, we've got a huge, like, $34 trillion debt that the government has that we got to figure out. But there's no huge crashes on the horizon, so. Fire Legend's just going to keep buying Doge because the hype is real. Doge just hanging out now. What is going to happen with Doge this weekend? I don't know. Since I redid my line, if you guys weren't here, I redid my wedge line, kept it within. We'll see whether Doge can break out of the wedge or not, whether it's going to come back down and retest lower. We'll see. Doge 1 token is trash. It's a token somebody made. You don't know who it is. You don't know who the devs are. You don't know how the contract is written, what kind of wallets they have, and they're going to dump on the project as soon as the price goes up. So be careful. Sam Adams on the house. If Doge goes to $1. If Doge is at $1, well, I probably would not have an open bar. So yeah, I won't do that. But I'll have a venue. People can come. We can have fun. Yeah, you can buy your own beers, but you could buy me one too. That'd be fine. That'd be fine. Yeah, that's a lot of Sam Adams. Real cause of the outage in Solana is revealed. And I was looking at this and I was just like, what the heck? Because just talking about something else from it. Solana is up at 100. I mean, look at the Solana price. It had its dump. It was just a little one too. It wasn't even that much of a dump when it had its outage. I mean, you would expect, like, a major blockchain like Solana is out for 5 hours. This should have dumped. And look at it. It just turned around and just keeps going up. If this was a stock, if it was a company, its stock price, boom, just would have done a nosedive for something like that. But I guess this is crypto, right? And it's just like, this is crypto. Who cares? Blockchain outage. Pfft. Unbelievable. An old installer program's deploy evict request loop triggered an endless recompile loop in the JIT cache. It's like, whatever. Somebody eventually found it. What was in the code? There was some old code in there that messed it up. It's like, come on. That's pretty bad. For a major blockchain like Solana to have a 5-hour outage because of some old code, that's pretty bad. Again, this is not investment advice. It's just like, how does that cause people to say, oh, well, whatever, we'll just keep buying Solana, the price is going to go up? That's crypto. That is crypto. Crazy. I had sold my Solana a number of months ago and moved it over to Cardano because I thought Cardano then would outperform Solana, and it hasn't yet. being patient with the Cardano. But yeah, a nice little run today or past couple days. Cardano has gone on a nice little run back over 52 cents, now up over 54. So that's good. But Solana just should not be at $108 right now. It just shouldn't. Craziness. And then the other thing I wanted to say was this. Best crypto to buy today, February 9th. And they tell you Bonk, Beam, and Sui. And you go like, I wonder why they're saying those three. Well, did you see what happened to these today? Here's Bonk. 222. Big run, right? Choo. Big run for Bonk. Did you see Sui today? Sui. See what Sui did today. Boom. Big run. And it's already been on a big run. It's just continuing. Big run. And what was the other one? Beam? I didn't look at the Beam one, but I'm assuming that Beam did the same thing. Bum, 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 bum. Yes. Big run for Beam. So by the time you read this, they've already gone on runs and are retracing. So are you buying up here? Be careful out there. That's chasing. That's what I call chasing. That's FOMO chasing. Something's already gone on a run. What you have to do is research these coins, buy them on dips, accumulate when they're down. But as soon as the volume ticks up and they go on runs, that's not the time to buy. Again, this is what I do. I mean, you never know. Sometimes things will just keep going. We saw that with SHIB back in fall of 2021. Sometimes that happens, but it's pretty rare. But then some people bought SHIB up at 70 and 80 at all-time highs, and now it's down below 10. So you're holding that SHIB. It's a big, heavy bag. May or may not ever get back up to that price. That could happen. That's why we talk about accumulating, buying dips, DCA on projects for the long term, and not go chasing whatever the next big thing is that's already going on a run. You got to be careful with that. So who's selling? Are you selling to do that? Is this guy who just sold all of his Jasmy, the big whale there, is he chasing something else that already spiked up? Maybe. Don't know. I mean, it'd be nice to have $3 million to be trading with, but that's not how to do it. So I do not do dividend investing. I do own some Apple stock that I do get like pennies of dividends on. It's not a lot. That's about the only one that I get dividends on, because I do own a little bit of stocks from years before. I've got some Tesla stock. I've got some Apple stock, and I've got a couple low caps like Gevo and Workhorse that have been crap. Some AMC stock, aped into some of that, and some Xpeng, which is the Chinese, one of those Chinese car companies. I still have Xpeng stock. But no, I don't do the dividend investing. And I saw the Andre Jick videos. He's been doing it for years. Andre, he switched over to crypto because the dividend investing was getting boring. There are people who are still following him though, and you make decent money with doing that. You make decent money with that dividend investing like Andre was showing, but you don't make crazy, 10x, 100x gains like you can with crypto. That is not in dividend investing. So if you want to go do that, you can do that, and you can probably do very well, but you're not going to get rich. It's not going to lead to wealth. You're not building wealth. You're building a nicer life. I'll keep it that way, right? And I think Andre talked about that too. But yeah, his strategy actually is very good for somebody who wants low risk. We don't know what's going to happen to crypto. I mean, crypto could nosedive. We have no idea. Don't think it's going to, but it could. So yeah, I mean, that's a good plan. Andre's been talking about that for years. And then when it was crypto bear market, right? Andre stopped talking about crypto so much and he started talking more about dividend investing again. You notice that? So now he's got more dividend investing videos. Yeah, George sold his fake Doge. That wasn't a real portfolio. George has a fake portfolio. He made it for the purposes of showing that if you just DCA once a week, every week, you can make money in crypto, even if you're starting at the end of a bull market, because he started that so-called portfolio, as fake as it is, and he admits it, that it's not real. That even when you're buying high and you go into a bear market, when you come out of the bear market and you're in this bull market, you've been accumulating that whole time, all the way through the bear market, and through that, buying at all-time lows. So all of that crypto that he's got, for the most part, I mean, he was kind of cherry picking. He wasn't buying into all of them. He was cherry picking. What Rob does on Digital Asset News, he buys all of his stuff, just continually on a weekly basis. Some of it daily, he says. But it's all of them. He's not cherry picking. But George cherry picks. And the cherry picking is just how he feels. Well, maybe I want a little bit of this. Maybe I want a little more of that. And he may miss the bottoms of the bear market on some of those cryptos. But that's just what he did. And now he's back in the green again. When he started, pretty much at the end of the last bull market. But again, it wasn't real money. So he had no risk in it. But he wanted to prove a point, and he's now proving the point. So, good for that. I have my portfolio here that's real money. This was $10,000 that I put into this, and now it's over 14,000. This was us buying at the bottom of the bear market for alts, especially this Dogecoin here. We've got 75,000 Dogecoin, and we've got an average price of 6.1 cents right here. That's pretty good. The last Dogecoin we were buying, October 9th, this was the end of that $10,000 that I staked this with, at a price of 0.5885 right there. We bought 14,000 Dogecoin for $835. That was the rest of the 10 grand. Put it all in right there at 5.885 because I knew that was the bottom. That was the bottom for this cycle. So this is a real portfolio with real money in it that I'm going to share with you guys when we're at the top of the bull market. Doge. Andre's talking about Bitcoin again, probably, because Bitcoin's up now. Bitcoin's getting more mainstream, so he's probably talking about Bitcoin. I hardly watch him anymore. I don't even think I'm subscribed anymore. Every once in a while, an Andre video shows up in my YouTube feed. And depending on what the topic is, I may or may not watch it. I used to watch him a lot more, but not so much anymore. He goes down these rabbit holes of these things that just not interested. Back in 2021, I thought it was FOMO buying Doge at 0.55. Yeah, 2021 was an exciting time, especially right there in April when Doge got out of it had its first big run late January, early February, went up to 8 cents, settled back down to like 3 and 4 cents through March. But then after April 1st, got a little volume again. 5.5 cents was a good buy because Doge went up to 60, 70 cents. That can happen. that can happen. So, yep. Definitely want to do dividends after the bull market. Yeah, you could rotate out of crypto into stocks with dividends in 2026. That's a decent plan. If you're a believer in the 4-year cycles and you think those 4-year cycles are going to continue, that's a decent plan. We're looking at real estate. We're looking at upgrading real estate. Is what we're looking at. Especially once mortgage rates come back down, a little high right now. Hey, but if all the crypto goes up enough, right? Profit millions of dollars, don't need no stinking mortgage. Just buy it outright. Right? Just buy the house. No mortgage. Buy it with Dogecoin. Can I buy this house with Dogecoin? That'd be awesome, right? That would be awesome. 3 million Dogecoin at $1, right? You buy a $3 million house with Dogecoin. That would be awesome. Especially when your average price is like 6 or 7 cents. You'd buy a $3 million house. Yep. You'd buy $1 million house for $100. Yeah, craziness. All right, gang, this is what we got for tonight. Look, 8:15, that's where the price is now. We'll be watching it over the weekend. I'll have a video coming out sometime this weekend, and then we'll be back live on Monday, 5 o'clock. So join then. We'll see what's going on in the world of Doge and crypto. Keep you all up to date on everything going on there. Hope you all have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.